Right, so Scott, still undefeated during pre-season. Very strong opponents tonight. Biggest takeaway from the game? What would you say?
Yeah, I thought we were really bright. I thought it was everything we thought we might get from the game. Not all good, of course, and that's the par for the course in pre-season. I thought we rushed things a little bit in the first half at times. There was a few too many turnovers and transitions, but on the whole, it was another good exercise. Like you said, the lads are finding a way to get through games, and we looked. We look in a good place physically, which is really at this stage.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about the captain going into the new season. We've seen a few. We've seen James Wade. We've seen Ruben Reid. We saw Emlyn Lewis today. Is there a final decision on the captain, or is that another thing you'll?
Yeah, well, there will be. We're still recruiting as well. Of course, it's not something that's escaped my attention. We'll sit down after the Yeovil game as staff and decide who will be our captain. We've got 5 or 6 you could pick out of our group, and some lead in different ways. Like you see Emlyn tonight, very vocal, aggressive, good communicator. Someone like James Dodd or Jason Pope would just lead by example. So we'll have a look. We'll have a sort of a leadership group within the lads, which will be a good representation of the sort of different areas they come from. So like we'll have one from the Wales group that travel in, one from the Exeter group, just to make sure that they take ownership of things in and around the squad that myself and Scott and the staff don't need to get involved with. So yeah, to answer your question, it'll be I'll give it some thought after Saturday.
Yeah, I don't want to touch on James Dodd quickly. Very impressive pre-season for him. You said to us a few weeks ago that there'll be a lot of interest around him. Do you think he'll be a Weston player by the start of next season?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I don't see. Listen, we've heard nothing to the contrary to that, and he goes about his work brilliantly. But as ever, there's interest in our good players because that's what we do. And James Morton and Lloyd Humphreys have moved on and up in the last little while, but we go back quite a long way, and lots of them have. So, listen, we're in a good place for that. But yeah, Dodsy's a really good player for us, and we're not looking to do anything on that one just yet.
Yeah, and finally, Saturday, final pre-season game, you got Yeovil. Do you think from what you've seen during pre-season, it's not out of this world to say a playoff push might be possible?
Well, we'll see. Like I said, we're still recruiting. There was times last year, I thought we did well last year, but there was times when we were looking over our shoulder a little bit. But there was also times where we were looking up, and a couple more wins and a draw here and there might have snuck us in there. So look, I think it's a very, very open league. There'll be about 5 or 6 points will separate about 10 places, and that's always the case. So we just need to make sure we're as close to the right end of that as we can going into the last bit.
Of course. Thank you very much.